cradle of civilization.
Welcome to another episode of SJ Scrubs. I'm Saucy Jack, and I'm back scrubbing Civilization 6, Gathering Storm. Now, for those of you who followed my last episode of this, just as a refresher, I do have a religion, crabs. I have met India, who I believe was displeased with me for some reason, probably because I had crabs. Which makes sense, because if a friend of mine came up to me and said, hey SJ, I have crabs, I probably would be, I'd be displeased with that. So, also I am testing out a playstyle that is not my usual go-to. Normally I'm a big science junkie, and so I'll build campuses first thing and get all the science wonders, etc, etc, etc. So I'm testing something that my wife likes to do, which is use governors and policies not only to be able to buy my settlers with faith, but buy them at no population cost to my cities. Now, after I finished the last episode, and did some thinking, and did some discussing with my wife about how this playthrough was going, she made the comment that whole playstyle was predicated on the fact that she usually earns a golden age in the ancient era, and I did not. I missed it by 2 era points, so I don't have the ability to purchase settlers for faith. So in terms of that playstyle, I'm already kind of pooping the bed. I'm already behind India in terms of the amount of cities. But after I finish this campus, I will be building a settler, so that's good. And that builder is great too, because I can work this mine and get some more production going. So we'll see how that goes. Now it says I can purchase stuff with faith. More likely than not, that's just a missionary. Yeah. So, I don't have the gold, really. I can buy another slinger, but I'll hold off on that. I am producing, and I do have that one turn until a settler. So, once I get all my ducks in a row, then I'll spread another city. And for those of you who watched the last episode, the Great Barrier Reef is a natural wonder that's over here. So, more likely than not, once this scout kind of explores more this way, I'll probably bring my settler over here to take advantage of that. I thought about building a city maybe here or even here to kind of stop India from kind of creeping up my way. But all in all, I really, really want the Great Barrier Reef. Just, it calls to me. So we'll see how this goes.
With its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too.
Production towards settlers, it's not bad. Purchase tiles, cost goes down. Loyalty we don't really need to worry about until the cities are a little bit more close together. Got a couple more war abilities. Now this guy, let me see, governors. So I'm just gonna go ahead and build that settler. I know it'll cost a population, but this guy won't even give me the ability to go for no population cost until he gets another promotion, and I don't see that happening very, very soon. I do want to get that other city started, and I'll explore over this way just to see what's what, and then I'll head back up with that scout. And I'll also be able to upgrade my archer, or my slinger to an archer next turn.
I shot an arrow into the air.
That'll be good. I do not. I think that guy's toast. I'm gonna bring this guy back. Choose research. I am on the coast, so I could go the whole sea route with harbors and the Great Lighthouse. Bronze working will uncover iron, which is nice, because if there's any iron in the hills around my city, then that's extra production, which is always good. What to do. Okay, well, I think I'm going to go the iron, and then I'm going to go with the harbor. Now that little whatever HUD that the HUD that popped up, that was just the steam thing. For whatever reason, whenever I press shift, I probably can set that to a different key, but that pops up every now and again. I'll go granary there because I can use some more food. That guy's gonna stay there until that scout gets taken care of, and these guys are gonna continue exploring out this way. And I really hope that's not blocked off with another mountain. That would be undesirable. Oh, he didn't die. That's fantastic. He'll make it. Volcano becomes active. So this guy, right by Rapa Nui, they might get it in the face over there. We'll see. Yeah, dang it. So if I want a decent city, maybe there. That'll give me the horses and the cows. I'll still have more mountains than I prefer, but that'll get me both tiles of the Great Barrier Reef, so better than nothing. Better than a kick in the head. I'm gonna upgrade this guy first. You know what? I'm also going to... I can't buy an archer. Dang it. He can just hang out there. Run! Run, young warrior! I'm kind of surprised the scout hasn't screwed up, Oh, that's right by me. Locusts whir and dust stirs in the hot wind. The land is parched by drought. So, these tiles, like this right here, is a grassland tile. And if you notice, grassland tiles usually have 2 food, but because of the drought, it drops to 1. So, I'm not sure what happens to units that go into the dust storm, but I'm not going to find out. So, he's going to wait there. This guy is going to get away from those guys. And this guy, I guess, is going to go around and down. And there's room. As Canada, I get a couple of bonuses in terms of what I can build on the tundra. So here, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad city, except for the fact that India would be super cheesed off that I settled right by them. And I'm kind of surprised that this guy... Oh, there it is. Never mind. Well, that was... That happened. I was wondering why he wasn't kind of destroying any of the things that I am gonna buy an archer. Buildings. There's not much I could build. I'll start work on another settler because by the time it's finished, I'll be back up to 4 population. And once this guy reaches the river, I'll start healing him up. Political philosophy. Okay,
Divide and
great.
rule, a sound motto. Unite and lead, a better one.
So now I can choose another government, which is great because that means I have more policy slots. And generally, I always go with the classical republic: 2 economic policies, a diplomatic policy, and a wildcard policy. Because I'm not, come on, I'm Canadian. I'm not a warmonger. I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. So the military policies really don't hold any draw for me. Also, in terms of the bonus that you get, while this does give 10% production towards wonders, which I am a wonder junkie, this gives 15% great person points, and I just find that this is a lot more useful, especially with the added housing bonus. So I'm going to click Classical Republic. I get 2 era score for that, which is great. Let's see. I am going to pick the production in cities because I am going to be settling some new cities here. Actually, you know what? By the time I settle my new city, I'll have another civic research, so I'll just do that for the bonus. For my policy, always do this one. For me, there's no contest. First envoy you send to each city-state counts as 2 envoys. And this early in the game, with so much of the map unexplored, there's so many city-states that may not have been found by anybody. And so if you're the first one to meet them, you get 1 envoy automatically. This makes it 2. So then you're just 1 envoy away from becoming suzerain and getting their city-state bonus. So this is a non-choice. If you choose this one, no offense, but you're super dumb. But with that said, I do have a wildcard policy, which means I can put any of this in here. That's a hard choice. I might do the production. I might do the 2 influence points, just because I've found in this game, city-states rule everything. Like, if you can get suzerain of multiple city-states, you are laughing all the way to a victory. I don't really have enough military units for this to be worth it, this maintenance reduction cost. So I think I am going to do that one. Now, blam, shablam. And now this guy can move out finally without having to deal with the scout. And you'll notice that drought has cleaned up and the grassland back to 2 food. So those natural disasters, they can really cause some problems, especially if they fall on tiles that are actually within your city. Now, what to do. I do like this wonder, the small mausoleum at Halicarnassus, because if you have harbors or industrial zones and you're making great admirals or great admiral points or great engineer points, this allows your great admirals and great engineers to do their special whatever it is twice, which is super powerful because, for example, some great engineers give a ton of production towards wonders, but now you can do that twice. So that's a good one to have. I don't have any harbors and I don't have any industrial zones, so not super useful, but definitely useful going forward. I am going to do mysticism for now because this oracle allows cheaper great people, and it allows more great person points to be generated. So kind of a double whammy in terms of making it easier to get great people. Plus it gives 1 envoy, which is nice. Yeah, I think I'll do there. Mysticism, and then I'll go towards that mausoleum. It doesn't look like there's anything to speak of. There probably were some goody huts down here, but India got them. I do like the fact that it's playing "O Canada," and just fills my heart with joy. Even though my my dooting just there did not probably fill anyone's heart with joy. It was terrible off key. Okay. This guy is going to heal. This guy is going to... I don't know where this guy's going to go. See, I could put him up here with the desert, because once you have Petra, desert cities are pretty powerful. And there's certain wonders that can only be built on desert, like the pyramids. So kind of this area wouldn't be bad. Got a river, got a little inlet for a harbor. It's fairly close to my main city. However, location susceptible to flooding. So I'd need to watch out. I think I'm going to go here. I know that won't give me the extra housing from being beside a river, and there's a couple other things that I won't be able to build, like a water mill. But I would much rather not be able to build a water mill than have my city lose a ton of population because the river flooded. So I'm going to send these guys this way, over here. Now I do know that Gandhi had a bunch of warrior units over here somewhere, and I'm almost certain he's already sent them out that way. I am going to take these guys up, partially because I want to see what's up here. So we'll see. Actually, repair that campus. What am I doing? What are you doing, SJ? Yeah, I'll bring this guy over with the settler.
I'm also interested in creating a lasting legacy, because bronze will last for thousands of years.
So I do have the ability to build spearmen now, encampments, which are military districts.
Mysticism is the mistake of an accidental and individual symbol for a universal one.
This does give me great profit points, but because I've already got my religion, that's kind of a moot point. However, I am going to switch this out for these great scientist points, because these scientists, like this first guy, triggers the Eureka moment for 3 random texts from the classical or medieval era. And someone's already beating me to that. Gross. Gross. But those great people could be a real help. So this, you've got the green health line for the city. The blue means that they've researched the technology to build walls. So they're already gross. Okay, settler. Send envoy. And again, from the last episode, I do know that one more envoy will give me the suzerain bonuses from each of these, Candy and Rapa Nui. But in terms of usefulness, Auckland is the one that you want. So I am gunning for that, and hopefully I'll get it before India does. That is the key. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's go in there, and this guy will go, I guess, there. But I find it's always good when you're trying to figure out where to put your cities. I tend to place my cities in spots that will be bottlenecks. So, for example, until people really develop. Oh shoot! I hope those guys don't die. Until people develop the tech to boat in the ocean. Generally, the coast you can consider it like a wall. They won't be able to pass this. But here I've got a big mountain range, and so if I build a city somewhere here, that blocks anybody who's farther north than me from coming through here at all. This is sort of a bottleneck. If I went, let's see. No, I mean, if I get a city here and a city here, then that would kind of block India from coming up farther from the south. So, SJ, what are you doing? Now, you'll note it's turn 40 out of 250, because I have the score setting on as well for in terms of a victory. After X amount of turns, the game ends. So I'm almost a fifth of the way through this game, and I don't have a second city. Okay.
Vessels large may venture more, but little boats should keep near shore.
So here we've... Oh, great. Fantastic. So that river flooded, and that guy was healing, and now he's almost dead. This is so much fun. Okay. Hopefully this archer is enough to kind of keep this guy at bay. Send envoy. Bam. So I get some era score. When you are the suzerain of a city-state, it will give you their visibility. So here I've got a warrior from Auckland, here. They've got a ton of troops. So anywhere where their troops are, that now becomes visible to me. It's not grayed out like over here. Secondly, when you're the suzerain of a city-state, it gives you the option to levy their military. So I don't have the gold for this, but for 120 gold, I get all of these troops for 15 turns. So if I'm in a war, say, with India, and see, they've already done the bottleneck. I can't get past this city, and I can't get past these mountains down here until I get some more seafaring techs to go across the water. So I really can't explore over here because this is all blocked off with mountains. But if I'm in a tight pinch, getting back to the whole levy thing, levying those city-state militaries can be really helpful, especially because, you know, say I went to war with India, their troops are right here. Like, I don't have to march any of my troops all the way down here until I'm finally at India. So, now another civilization built Stonehenge. I already had my religion, so not too worried about that. I'm just trying to make sure that my my guys stay protected. Now, a couple of things about wonders. The Oracle is great, like I said. Great people cost less points. So instead of 30 points or whatnot, it would cost less, 25% less for me. And they also give more great people points per district. So, for example, this campus gives great scientist points. With the Oracle, it would provide 2 more great person great scientist points from that, so that's helpful. The Apadana is nice because every time you build a wonder, you get 2 envoys. And again, if you're trying to go the whole diplomatic route and become suzerain of city-states, that can be helpful. I think, I don't know if it'll work, 2 great scientist points per turn, so 3 turns until they get that. This will take 3 turns. These things down here, these projects, they'll give you great person points when you complete them, kind of spending production for great person points, but I don't have the time to get that great person point, or that great scientist before the other guy gets them. So that sucks. I think I'm going to build the Apadana. Just overall, I mean, I want both. I want the Apadana and I do want the Oracle. But in terms of importance, I'm more interested in the city-states. Since I can't explore down here until I get more of the seafaring tech, then I'm just going to use one of my scouts to explore up here. When I get shipbuilding, allows all land units to embark. That's the point at which I can boat around the coast and explore a little past there. So I am just going to see what I can see, get a lay of the Indian land, and I'll send these guys back up, since there's nothing really I can do. See, now this scout also is possibly going for this trader, which will stink, because I'm not making a ton of gold to begin with, and that trader does help my gold. I don't think my archer's going to get there in time, which stinks. Normally, because traders are a bother to kind of, if you lose one, it's a bother to build another one and then send it out, etc., etc., etc. So if I've got troops in the area, like I've got a scout, I've got an archer, if it's possible, a lot of times I'll send a builder out to be kind of like bait, so that the scout or the barbarians attack my builder instead of my trader, and then I have the time to use my troops to take the barbarian out and get my builder back. Unfortunately. Oh well, if that... Oh, sweet. That's fantastic. Couldn't have gone any better. These guys I'm just going to take out, and then once I get this guy settled here, I'll call that an episode. I'm just kind of trying to get these scouts back to the kind of land of the living. Do I settle there? Do I send them over? I think for now, I'm going to keep these settlers close to home. That way, if I need to kind of circle the wagons versus barbarians, it's going to be a lot easier for me. So here, you've got a withering drought, and you can see all of the tiles that this thing encompasses, which include tiles that that India owns. So that's good for me. And you can see, like, here is 1 food, 1 production, 2 food. This has just taken all of the food right off of that tile. It's just production now. So if you don't have the infrastructure in place to deal with it, if you don't have a lot of farms that are giving extra food, those droughts can be pretty gnarly in terms of what they can do. There was another scout up here. I don't know where he went. I'm just gonna... Claim great person. So here, I'm definitely going to recruit. So when you get to, 30 points or however much these guys cost, and you recruit them, then you go back down to 0. Depending on the era, like this guy's from the medieval era, this guy's from the classical era, Renaissance era, you can see that the points that it takes to recruit those guys goes up or down. So this unmet player, they recruited that first guy, which gave a certain bonus. This guy, and frankly I kind of like this one better, he libraries provide 1 science and instantly builds a library in this district. So that's a library that I didn't have to build, and from now on, for the rest of the game, all of my libraries give extra science. So that's actually a really good bonus. And I appreciate it. Unit needs orders. Next turn. Oof. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to... I'm going to save this promotion. Hopefully he lives. I'm going to attack this guy. And then when these guys attack me, I'll do the promotion and heal up a bit. So we'll see how that goes. It's quite possible that I chose very poorly. Here we go. Finally got another thing. 47, 1/5 of the way through the game. Ugh. And those are the adjacency bonuses for a holy site, for a campus. Nothing really different. I think I'll do a campus. And a government title, promote. Settlers trained in the city don't consume a population. So, here we go. Finally, now I can build settlers out of here, and it's not going to cost me a population point. At that, I am going to call this an episode. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying what I am doing. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Take care.